bathrooms would be more flattering than this. You know, I'm just trying to hype myself up for the day. It's like the middle end of summer and I just feel like not doing anything, and now my camera's dying. It literally took me 20 minutes to get everything. I was just in here trying to get ready, talking to myself, and I was like, well, I might as well talk to you. Oh my gosh, and then I couldn't find anything, and then I broke something. Anyway, I think the real problem is that I just need to hydrate my skin, hydrate my life. I have zero morning routine. Zero. I kind of can't wait for routine, but I'm kind of like loving not having one. I don't know, like pros and cons to everything, right? I just took my vitamins. I should have taken them 4 hours ago, but it's fine. I've been outside in the Florida heat where it's literally 7 million degrees outside. It's so hot. Why do I do this? Don't ask me. You know why? Because Wolfgang could live outside and my entire life revolves around making him happy. You know, I need to pluck my unibrow. I have some scragglers there, but yesterday when I tried to look, and now it's here. Now it's here. My tweezers, I had these yesterday and I was like, who's taking all of my tweezers? Whoever was in here listening to me moan and groan about it probably brought them back. Oh, Kim, if you put stuff back after you use it, thank you so much. Problem is, I'm not the only one who takes my stuff. I barely pluck my eyebrows, but there were a few that needed to be gone. You know, I think I realized what my problem is. Instead of playing Taylor Swift, I should have threw on Shania Twain. There are a few things that I need to do around the house today, and I do plan on working out later. I feel like that's part of the problem. Like, I've worked out, I don't know, one single time this entire summer. I'm being dramatic, but that's how it feels. My stomach is literally grumbling. I might make dinner in the middle of the day. I already took out meat to thaw it out. You know, is today the day that I get my life together? I think so. I sometimes get asked what kind of mascara I use, and this is it. The Tartelette, and they were recently on sale at Ulta, and I got exactly 0 of them. I don't know what I was thinking. These are old. And I've been scraping bottom of the barrel, but I think I got these from QVC when they were basically like buy one, get one free. Perfect. Totally transformed my face. You know what? It's only a matter of time before I start wearing these. It's like basically fall. Except for it's not. And you know what? I fixed these the other day and they're my absolute favorite. I love them so much. The little wolf earrings. They bring me so much joy, but it broke and I fixed it and now I'm like, oh, I don't want it to break again. Oh, and you know what? I went to schedule a hair appointment this morning to cut my hair because I've been cutting it and it just hasn't been cutting the Dijon. And honestly, it's just getting a little out of hand. It doesn't help the fact that I like never brush it. I think I'm gonna cut like this much off. No, who's gonna miss it? No one. My hair is always in a bun anyway. All right, let's go be productive today. I've got my water, and did you know that water is better than coffee in the morning in terms of like hydration and energy? I've been telling you guys for years, hydrate. It purifies the soul, and of course, I'm going to throw an element into mine because that just boosts everything that I need in my life. And this video is kindly sponsored by Element. Huge thanks to them for supporting me. Massive thanks to you for supporting me when I've sponsored content. If you haven't tried Element yet, I feel like now's the time. It's summertime, it's scorching hot outside, everyone's sweating. All it takes is this little packet to keep you hydrated with the perfect science-backed ratio of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. And it tastes so great. I love the watermelon salt. It has a little bit of sweetness, but none of the Element packets have added sugar in them, which is another reason why I love them. Honestly, there are so many reasons. Element has magnesium in it, which the other hydration sticks don't. And there's a lot of science behind it. If you want to look into it, you can check out the Drink Element website. They have a lot of studies on there where you can dive deeper and read more about anything that I could tell you. But magnesium is great for so much. It helps repair muscle. So if you work out, it's great for that. But if you don't work out, you still need to hydrate because everyone needs electrolytes. We all lose electrolytes throughout the day. Personally, I'm still breastfeeding, so I lose a lot of nutrients that way. And this is one way that I bring it back into my body. If you're pregnant, that's another good reason to drink an electrolyte mix. And I like this one because it doesn't have any junk in it, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no fillers, no gluten, only the good stuff. And it helps with so much more than you would even think. Like obviously our body is mostly water, so we need to replenish it. So Element helps with like hormonal regulation, nutrient absorption, fluid balance, nerve impulses. It could help eliminate headaches. It helps with muscle cramps, fatigue, sleepiness. I'm just scratching the surface. I told you there's a ton more information on their website. And possibly one of the best parts is that you can try it risk-free. I've been drinking it for several months now after one of my sister-in-laws recommended this to me. And I was like, okay, let me give it a try. And obviously I'm obsessed. I literally drink it every day. It's great for so many things. You can try it risk-free because they have a no questions asked refund policy. And the best part is if you go to drinkelement.com/thewads, my link is in the description box below, you can get a free sample pack with all of the flavors that they offer so you can try and see which one is your favorite. Alex actually loves the sparkling water, which is one of their newer products. He's obsessed with those. They come in like a 16-ounce can, and they have a flavor in the sparkling water that they don't have in the packet yet. It's cherry something, and it tastes so good, but I would rather have a packet. So I'm just waiting for the day that they bring it out in a packet. Until then, I'm enjoying the watermelon salt and the citrus salt. But they also have raspberry salt, an unflavored kind, orange salt, grapefruit salt, and mango chili, which I have actually seen some people cook with. So you can get a free sample pack with any purchase if you use my link, drinkelement.com/thewads. It's drinklmnt.com/thewads. Really think you're gonna love it. Cheers, let's hydrate and get some stuff done around the house. I honestly think this is exactly what I needed. All right, well, last video, I cooked some things out of a cookbook that I hadn't looked through in a long time, and they were really great recipes. So, I think I was looking for something else, and I found a recipe, or I thought about a recipe. It's Paula Deen's. Is this it? Where is it? I'm going through my old recipe book. Ah, yes, I still have the recipe card. Can you believe, do you know how old this is? 19 years? Is it sick that I have something that's 19 years old when I feel 19 myself? What is wrong with my hair? Anyway, Paula Deen's Bobby's Goulash. And I was like, you know what, I should make that. It's quick to throw together, it's delicious, it's a crowd pleaser. It's not goulash at all. I don't know what the heck goulash means to Americans. I stole this from my friend. Let's all thank her. I wonder if her mom is like, where is that one recipe that I love? Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna grab the stuff to make this, throw it together in the middle of the day. That way they'll eat it for lunch. If it's on the stovetop, there'll be plenty for dinner because this makes so much. What do I need? Don't worry about my breakfast this morning. That's another thing. I probably should meal prep some breakfast. I didn't even make these. My kids were like, hey, it was Brownie Friday and we didn't have brownies. We were at a birthday party late and then we came home. So they took it upon themselves. 3 of the kids were in bed, so the older 2 were like, forget them. We're gonna make brownies for us. That's what they did, and we got to enjoy them in the morning for a couple of days. I think it's pretty much done for now. I can get rid of it. All right, did I finish my thought? I do want to make something for breakfast, like a meal prep kind of thing, but I feel like whenever I do that, it just gets eaten on the same day. Soy sauce, Paula Deen's house seasonings. What could that be? I've got Italian seasoning. Perfect. We'll do garlic, salt, and pepper. Where's my bay leaves? Oh, here they are, bay leaves. All the things that I typically have on hand. And let me tell you something. A part of me was like, oh, I don't have exactly what I need. I'm gonna make it work with what I have. Oh no! Okay, here's the thing. You gotta eat through your supply, right? So I thought I only had 1 can of diced tomatoes, and I don't really care about that. I could use salsa or whatever. And then I found another one hidden in the back. I don't even know where this came from. And I thought I had tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, which is what I use. But I don't, but I do have tomato paste. And I do have this huge jar of tomatoes that I can just blend up. It's perfect. And look what I found in the back. I found some tomato sauce. All right, I got ground beef. I need some onion, garlic, macaroni. It starts off with 2 onions. Yeah, I'm gonna cook them at the same time as the ground beef. I cut off the wrong end. Why is everything so off today? I think I know the reason why. I'll tell you later. I won't talk about it right now. 1 onion is not enough for Paula Deen, and I'm just going to dice it up. I always feel like I have my life together when I have dinner ready. And can I tell you something? If I don't have dinner ready, and my kids are like, oh, let's go out to eat, and have you been outside lately? It's like every time you step outside, it's $100 at least. Even fast food, I'm like, I don't want to. I would rather just have spaghetti. Even meatballs are too expensive at this point. Just spaghetti and sauce. I really need to meal plan, but it's like, you know, the end of summer, and next week we're gonna be out of town. So maybe I'll do that the week we get back. Does that sound good? Sounds great. Until then, I'm just trying to eat through what we have in my pantry. The reality is the week we get back is like the week before school starts, so it'll all be chaos. But anyway, I threw 2 pounds of ground beef into a pot with the 2 diced up onions, and I'm just cooking I've got the onions and the ground beef cooking up here. While I'm still gathering the other ingredients, it calls for 3 cups of water, but I just think it's gonna have so much more flavor if I use, oh my gosh, look at that, my homemade chicken stock, which I didn't know I had more of until I looked in my freezer and saw some more. So I'm gonna grab 3 cubes of these and then melt it in the microwave. Once it's all cooked, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I have cocoa aminos. And then 3 bay leaves, 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Wait, there's more seasonings. 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. A little bit more won't hurt. Some garlic, fresh if you have it. A little bit more salt and pepper. 30 ounces of tomato sauce. I can do it. Who tightened this? 30 ounces. Come on. 30 ounces of tomato sauce. And then I have 3 cups of my homemade chicken stock. It's far superior than the stuff you buy at the store. It has such a great flavor, so let this simmer for like 10 minutes. Once it comes to a nice bubble, I'm going to add in 2 cups of pasta. I just eyeball it. A little more won't hurt. Let the pasta cook and it's finished. That's all it takes. 1 pot meal. Don't we all love a good 1 pot meal? And this one has a lot of flavor and a lot of deliciousness. It does. Do I make something else like this? I don't know. I couldn't remember. But if you don't have soy sauce or you don't want to use it, you can use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. It's delicious. It just deepens that beefy flavor. And if you want to leave it out, like, who cares? Leave it out. You know what I mean? There's enough liquid in there to cook the noodles. And I have clearly moved on to cleaning out my refrigerator. This was something that needed to be done. Like always, it's just maintenance around the house. You know, how often do you clean out your fridge? Let me know. Let me feel worse about myself because it's probably not as often as you do it. I probably don't do it as often as you do it, is what I'm trying to say. But it's fine. I get to it when I get to it. I recently cleaned out my pantry and oh my gosh, it gave me the momentum to continue to clean a little bit of where we keep our food, hide our food and stuff. And so I moved on to the refrigerator. And I don't know why the pantry was so much, well, I do know why. We can shove way more in the pantry than we can in the fridge. What was I singing? I don't know. Oh, I was so excited. You know what I was excited about? I sped that clip up so much I nearly missed it. The cream cheese. Okay, so we got some cream cheese while we were on vacation. I told you my friend bought me bagels. And so she also got the cream cheese and we didn't eat it all. So I brought it home with me and I'm thinking, oh man, like it's probably bad by now. Oh, nay, it is not. It is still good. It is still delicious because it's unopened and it doesn't expire for a couple more weeks at least. I don't know. I can't remember what date was on it, but when I was filming this, it clearly was still good. Otherwise, I wouldn't have rejoiced. So I guess I need to add some bagels to my grocery list. Will I though? I don't know. I need to go grocery shopping, but I just told you I'm trying not to go shopping. Like I'll run to the store and get a couple of things if we need them, which like really the midweek run to the store to get a couple of things still comes out to be like $100 or over $100. I'm like, really? Oh man. So just trying to work through, and actually we've been doing a good job of working through our freezers. And obviously I'm missing some stuff because I got this mint for a recipe. I want to say that I used the mint that I needed. This was just the excess, the leftover that I didn't need. I think I made a watermelon, like a fruit salad kind of thing. And then this just went bad, like the rest of it. There's something else in there that was bad too. I forgot what it was. Oh, green onions and then the cilantro. Oh man, it's such a sad day. I love cilantro. Listen, I want to have an herb garden. I want to have that. I've tried in the past to have basil, and I see these people with their basil gardens and it's just like growing wild and rampant. I'm like, can you tell me exactly, can you come over my house and tell me exactly where to plant it, where it will thrive? Because wherever I'm doing it, it's not working out. It gets scorched in this summer sun.
in the, even just the normal fall, winter, spring sun, it just gets scorched. And then I have another friend and her mint plant was blossoming. She's like, oh yeah, take some home and you can plant it. So I was like, oh yeah, let's go. Right. No, it died like 2 days later. I said, please don't waste the good mint on me. But I mean, hers was growing wild. I should have told her, why don't you come home with me and tell me where to put it? I just keep putting it. The funny thing is I overthink it and I'm like, this spot's going to be great. And then it's not. So, you know, that's life, I guess. Oh, and you know what I found on top of my fridge? What? Hey, remember that movie, The Bird? Oh, what's it called? Bird. It's not Bird Watching, but Dark Bird. Sandra Bullock, the one where like you can't look at anything, can't look at the birds, or you know. So anyway, that's what that reminded me of. But the piñata stuff, I guess someone put it on top of the fridge because I assume the little kids were getting to it because half of the tassel thingies were like ripped off. Good thing we had a normal size piñata stick. Did you watch the what did I do? What was it? 4th of July? It was like 4th of July / birthday party. And the parents were like, well, what's the theme? I was like, oh, it's 4th of July. So I got a little piñata, which I thought was going to be a normal size piñata off of Amazon. And it was an eagle, which is like so patriotic. Love that. But then it was the size of my hand, which was kind of laughable. But surprisingly, it lasted a really long time. It was a, you know, small but mighty, might I add. It was perfect. So it really worked out. But the stick that came with it was the size of my finger. So that I'm glad we had one in my closet. Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, did that get put back? Probably not. Anyway, this is the American goulash, Bobby's goulash, which is kind of like oh, you know what it kind of tasted like? Not sloppy Joe's, not an untidy Joseph, which we hadn't had in a long time. What am I thinking of? Hamburger Helper. That's what it kind of had reminiscent flavors of. And I did a recipe a while back on like maybe one of my Homestead Happenings videos of where I made, well, maybe it was that, I don't know, homemade mixes, something like that if you want to search it. But I did the homemade hamburger helper and I have a jar of that in my pantry and it was so simple to throw together. I feel like I had all the ingredients on hand and all you have to do is add meat if I wanted to cook it one night. So that's pretty cool. And I used some fancy pasta for that one too. I would like to go to Trader Joe's and get some more fancy pasta. Is that where I got it? But last time I went to Trader Joe's, they didn't have any of the fancy pastas. They had like cute fancy ones, but not like cool pinwheel kind of ones that I think are cool. They had like fancy schmancy, like adult pastas. I want the kid pastas. Sometimes I have them at my Home Goods. I haven't been to Home Goods in a while either. Maybe I'll pop in there, see if they have any back to school stuff, back to school supplies. I bet you know, they do have a Halloween. I can almost guarantee that. I went to TJ Maxx the other day and I filmed a reel or a short or whatever. And I showed you all of the Halloween stuff they had. I actually filmed like the back to school stuff. That was easily the most dangerous way I've ever gotten flour down. I thought I was going to drop it at least 5 times. Hey, while I was cleaning out my fridge, you know what I found? This, my sourdough. Can I tell you a sad story? This is my sourdough that's probably been sitting in my cabinet for 2 weeks. Still in denial with the fact that I left it in my cabinet for like 2 days without feeding it. Who did I think I was that I would be able to keep sourdough alive? I guess we had a good run, right? I'm gonna clean this jar out and I found this in my fridge, which I haven't fed in probably 2 months. It's got some hooch on top, it's pretty dark. I'm gonna mix it in and I'm gonna cross my fingers. I actually went to a friend's house yesterday and she gave me the sourdough from like 6 months ago. I don't know how long it's been. I feel like it's been at least 6 months, if not more. And I was gonna ask her more, but then I was like embarrassed to admit that I had killed it. So let me try to revive this and bring that back to life first. Okay, so fingers crossed. I'm just curious, for those of us who have sourdough, oh, this is looking real gray. You know, I watch people online who have a sourdough and who feed it and who keep up with it and who have homesteads and all this stuff. Oh, there's a little hope for this, but still hope. And I'm gonna hang on to that. White knuckle grip. Is there hope though? Oh boy, oh boy. It smells like it. Here we go. What's the turnover rate with sourdough if you are not one of those people, you know? That's what I'm wondering. I feel like most people would probably have their life together enough to keep up with it. All right, here we go. Equal part starter, flour, and water. Give that a mix. Where's the lid? Oh boy, here it is. All right. I put some bananas on my back lanai earlier this morning, and woo, did you see that lightning just now? I'm gonna pick them up because it is, oh, it's already raining. Oh, it's like a nice, gentle sprinkle. Okay, I got the bananas. I'm trying to like ripen them up. I wanna make banana bread. Let's see if we can catch some lightning. Ooh, a dark and dreary day. The lighting in here is kind of dark. It's moody, it's vibing. I like it. You know what I like more than that? Saving electricity, because how much was your electricity bill this month? In the dead heat of summer. Oh, I forgot my camera battery's dying. I'll be right back. Okay, the workout class that I want to go to doesn't start for a while, so I have plenty of time to still get stuff done, but the workout class has an instructor that I really enjoy. She subbed a couple of the classes that I've been to in the past, and she has a really great bar class, but I enjoyed her like HIIT class more. I just enjoy her in general. I wish she had more classes for me to go to. I wish I went to more classes in general. But anyway, I'm really excited to go to that one. But before I do, you guys, update on the scrapbooking that I've been doing, because I know you're on the edge of your seat about it. I ordered 5. I think I told you 5. Yes, I know. I'm so pumped. Now I'm only a year behind, which still seems a little overwhelming, but just knowing that I did so much in a short amount of time. They're not to the standard that I used to do it, but they're done and they're bigger and better than ever. Tons of pages. And so yesterday I went through and just created another one, summer of 2023. And I was putting it together, and as I'm going through and looking at the photos, we went to the zoo. And I took a picture of myself and Wolfgang. So at that point he was like, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, somewhere around there. And when I was 2 weeks postpartum, we went to the zoo, which is like, why did I even do that? I mean, literally so many reasons. Mom guilt kicked in. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm spending so much time with this baby. It's all consuming. Like, I need to spend time with my other kids. My kid, they're going to the zoo. Like, of course I want to go with them and spend time with them and make memories with them. So I went and I pushed my body, and I probably shouldn't have. And it's probably one of the reasons why I bled for so long, like 10 weeks, because I didn't allow myself to heal, because I felt like there was no space to take care of myself, because Wolfgang was such a high needs baby and he cried so much and all my attention was on that. I mean, it's so complex. What I'm trying to get to is I put his baby book together, and then like fall 2022, where we went to like pumpkin patches and did all these things, which is great, it's fantastic, but I have pictures of like me at the zoo, for instance, 2 weeks postpartum, Wolfgang and I, and he's just a teeny tiny little thing, and I look dead. I look like I'm dying, even with concealer on. It just, like, I look like I need help. And then fast forward a short 6 months, and there's like blood back in my face. I'm looking more alive. And it's just crazy to think of a lot of things. How much we do and how fast life passes us by. Dang, it's really coming down. I love a good rainy day. Maybe we should make a treat and watch a movie. I have so much to do. I have to like bring the bigger kids back to school, shopping. I'll get to that. The never-ending to-do list is another thing. But I'm going through these pictures. I'm like, this wasn't even that long ago. You know, Wolfgang was born, he'll be 2. It doesn't seem like that long, but like when you think about 2 years almost have gone by, at the end of September, he'll be 2. Like, what? What have I done in 2 years? And so then I'm thinking like, well, summer's almost over and I feel like we haven't really done much this summer. So I'm trying to pack a bunch of stuff in at like the end of summer. And I'm like, oh, we should do XYZ this week. But Avelina's not home this week. So then I don't want to do a bunch of stuff without her, you know? And then the following week, we're going to Orlando. So then I'm like, we need to like take the trip, do the stuff, because YOLO. Life is too short to just like not, you know? Also my bank account. So we're trying to work it out and figure out things that we can do, things that we can wait for.
Anyway, I'm just so proud of myself that I got so many scrapbooks done. So 5 I ordered, they'll be in later this week. And then I just made another one and I'm going through my phone. I feel like I've really streamlined the process so it's fast. Okay, sorry, children and stuff. I don't know what I was saying. I've really streamlined the process. I feel like that's where I was at. So I'm gathering pictures on my phone for fall winter 2023. Man, was that a jam-packed summer we had last year. I feel like we did so much. It's really cool to go through old photos, and if you don't do that, like, I feel like I take a lot of pictures in some ways, and then in other ways I'm like, I didn't get a single picture if we were like out and about doing stuff. Like this summer, I feel like I've taken hardly any pictures. So, and then it prompts me like, oh, I should capture more of that. And we love looking back on them. Like when we get the photo books in the mail, everyone looks through them and it's such, I love it. And last year for Christmas, it's a great Christmas idea. Our family gets together once a month. So, you know, I try to take as many pictures as I can. My sister used to be the one to literally take pictures with everyone. So I'm trying to do more of that. And so last year for Christmas, we do a white elephant gift. And that was one of mine. I made a photo book of like all of our family gatherings throughout the year. And it was such a special gift. And so many people liked it that I ordered more to give to other members of the family because they were like, oh, like I want one too. So really sweet. And I stinking love Shutterfly, hashtag non-spons, hashtag I've tried to reach out to get a sponsorship. So if you have an in, I will love. I've been doing Shutterfly books for literally 18 years, but really for 13 years, like consistently, like every season of the year. So if you don't scrapbook, I get it, it's time consuming, but I feel like I've really streamlined the process to where it's like drag, drop, and it doesn't really, Shutterfly also has like a program where they do it for you. I'm just saying. All right, I was trying to look for a recipe for make-ahead breakfast bowls, and I just found one. It seems pretty shallow. I think I have everything for it except for the green onions, so I'll make that later. Who's here? It's literally pouring down rain right now, and so, someone's having a powwow in my garage. Anyway, I wanted to finish that one scrapbook so I can like feel accomplished and button it up and just move on to the next one. Now that that's done, I'm moving to the laundry room. Hey, listen. Well, here I am again. I don't know what I was talking about. So much time has gone by. I want to get this laundry settled. I want to clear out this space. Not only do I want to fold it, I want to put it away too. I feel like I struggle with that. Is this clean? It is. That pillow was outside for way too long. I went through Meredith's shoes the other day. This doesn't fit. Oh wait, she thinks it does. I forgot we kept them. That's on my list of things to do as well before school starts. I need to go through all of their clothes. Wentworth's in particular, I feel like he had a growth spurt this summer. I don't even know what, but he's huge and his feet are huge. Dude, why is everyone growing so much? Pros and cons, honestly. Speaking of growing a lot, and one of the reasons why I'm not feeling very productive today, and talking about like how Wolfgang is almost 2. I don't know if I've ever told you or not, but I'm one of the chosen ones who doesn't get their period back right away postpartum. And when I say that, I mean I just got it, my first postpartum period, yesterday, and Wolfgang is like, I don't know, 20 months old. What day is it? Oh, he's got to be around that, right? His birthday's at the end of September, September 30th. Honestly, pros and cons, because the fact that I haven't gotten it just means that I've been breastfeeding often, and that's why I haven't. Because I was breastfeeding. And I know some women get it while they're breastfeeding, but that's just how my body works. For a couple kids, I got it back at like 8 months postpartum. And even then I was like, that was awesome. But anything over a year, almost 2 years, I'm like, wow, life is great to not have to worry about that stuff. Anyway, so I thought that was interesting, but man, oh man, getting it again. I don't get like severe side effects or anything, which is nice. It's still draining on your body and your hormones and all that stuff. So speaking of this Mickey shirt, I'm thinking of going to Once Upon a Child to get some stuff for the kids. Not only back to school, but like, you know, Disney stuff. Oh, there's more laundry than I anticipated. All right, I'm gonna throw some in. Oh my gosh, there's way more than I thought. I don't want to. I just wanna, it's raining. Like, what movie should we watch? Father of the Bride? Pop some popcorn?
white cheddar on top of it, I'm in. I think I love Father of the Bride. That's why we got a basketball hoop. Oh, something smells like urination. So, moving on to the laundry room over here. And isn't this the biggest pain? Just this and dishes, the ongoing cycle that we just constantly have to keep up with. It's like the fridge, like the maintenance, the constant thing. It's just, it's not like, oh, once a month or once a week. It's like every day. Every day we gotta do it. Man, give me a break. Even on vacation, you're like, oh, I'm on vacation. It's so nice. Nope. When you get home, you just have to, like, backtrack. Because all of that laundry that piled up on vacation, you gotta do when you get home from vacation. You need a vacation from your vacation. But that's the joy of having kids, right? That's the joy right there. We're going to miss this one day. We're going to miss the piles and piles of laundry because they will disappear all too quickly. And you will, to your surprise, miss them profoundly. The piles of laundry. Pros and cons is all I'm going to say. I won't miss the laundry, but I will miss the shenanigans. Alex and I always say this, like if the kids are having a tantrum or, just crap is going on, Alex and I will look at each other like, well, we're going to miss this. We kind of say it as a joke now. It's pretty funny. All right. Anyway, laundry, it just has to be done. Someone's got to do it. So, you just got to carry the torch. You just got to take on the load for your family and be that person. And that's, we just got to do things we don't necessarily want to do, but they need to get done. I tell my kids all the time, if you do the things that you have to do before you get to do the things you want to do. And luckily for us, we have a little portable device that we're able to watch stuff on and listen to things while we're folding our laundry that was cleaned by a machine. Sometimes I think about that too much. Like, oh, back in the day, they had to wash everything by hand. Everything. Isn't that nuts? Look how far we've come in just a short amount of time. We haven't even had air conditioning for that long. Like indoor plumbing. I'm being real serious. Less than 50 years it's been a thing. Around 50 years. I want to say turn of the century. I don't even know when, but not even that long. Let me Google it. Okay, so I forgot what year it was, but around 1930s was when indoor plumbing became common. Yeah, 1930. Isn't that nuts? Okay, how about AC? Let's check that out. 1970s, 1980s. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Hey, one more thing. How about color TV? Or TVs in general. My dad used to tell me about how he would turn a channel on. He had the option of, 3 whole channels. And they would turn off at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., I don't remember. They would sing the national anthem and just go static. Let me check out the year. Okay, so it says 0.5% of households had a television in 1946, 1950, 9%, 1954, 55% had televisions. In 1960, 90% of American households had a television set. And we were watching Back to the Future the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, we have 2 televisions or whatever. And the mom, because, they're in the 19 whatevers. And she's like, oh, don't be silly. No one has more than one TV, And now think about it, how many TVs are in your house. And not only that, but we have that portable TV that's literally in the size of our hand that we could fit in our pocket. Man, that's crazy. Isn't that crazy? And if you think of the people who lived, we have family members, thankfully, that are 90 years old. If you think everything they've seen in their 90 years, how many changes, how much they have lived through, it's just mind-boggling. It's wild and crazy. And then it makes me think how much we're going to see in our lifetime. I was born, Google didn't exist. Do you know what I mean? Wild technology, I tell you. I love technology. But not as much as you see. Name that movie, and then we're best friends. Am I throwing another load in? Is that how long I've been folding laundry? Okay, and I'm finally putting everything away too. Because none of this nonsense of it's folded, but it's in the laundry room. And then guess what? It gets piled under clean clothes because that's how people change out the wash. And thankfully we have clean clothes, but then they just pile it on top of the folded clothes. And then it's just a whole big old mess. So a lot of it is towels. So we're getting to that, putting that away, and it feels good to clear this space out, but we all know it won't last for long. Speaking of air conditioning, because I had a thought and I didn't get it out while I was talking about it, I know a lot of people still don't have air conditioning, primarily in like the northern states or Europe, for example. And I saw someone on Instagram, they were from England, and they were like, oh, it's so-and-so degrees outside. I don't remember what they said, 20 degrees Celsius or something, and which is the equivalent to like, I don't know, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like, well, of course, like we set our AC to 76. You know what I mean? So it would just made me laugh. And some places I am well aware don't have it. When we lived in Europe, I think we had a like a I don't know, indoor one, like not one that did the whole house, but like a smaller unit, like a unit. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, we barely turned it on. It didn't even matter. It was totally fine. But to be fair, we didn't run our heater either. We're trying to save money. You know, back then we literally scrimped and saved every penny. But anyway, that was just us, two young kids on their way. Hey, I made banana bread. And I did change my clothes because I'm trying to make more Instagram reels. And I already made a reel in my other clothes. And so I'm like, oh, well, I should probably try to change my outfit. So that's why I've got my strawberry sweater on, but I do regret the outfit change. I will say that. But anyway, I love the strawberry sweater. Just the pants didn't fit. I was uncomfortable with the top. The whole thing. Should have just worn the sweater, nothing else. I mean, like obviously like leggings or something, but I feel like I tried too hard. I really need to go through my clothes because nothing fits me. But I am throwing together the banana bread recipe. It's my tried and true go-to. I did add chocolate chips this time, and I don't know what I was thinking. I had a lapse in judgment. I never add chocolate chips. Maybe I used to. This was a mistake, the chocolate chips. Just know that. It was okay, but like I much prefer it without. Maybe do nuts, but we have someone allergic to nuts, so I kept him out. And anyway, banana bread, 2 sticks of butter, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, vanilla. And I did 5 bananas, depending on how big yours are. This recipe calls for 4 bananas, so about 2 cups, if you will, of mashed bananas. I just throw it in there. And then 2 cups of flour and a teaspoon of baking soda. And that's all it takes to make the most delicious banana bread. You don't need butter when it comes out of the oven because you use 2 sticks to make it, and it just comes out so moist and juicy and delicious. It's the best. It's the best. I don't care what anyone else says. Anyway, I'm making the breakfast bowls that I promised myself that I would make, and I needed to make. It wasn't a want, it was a need. And I had some eggs, probably like a dozen. I don't really know. I didn't count. And then I threw in some liquid egg whites just to bulk it up. I wanted to cook them on the stovetop, but then a child needed my attention, so it burned. So it happened. So I put in more butter, way more than I should have. It's a ton of butter, but it does, to be fair, a ton of eggs. I scrambled these up, and while I'm cooking the eggs, I had the little potatoes that I had in my fridge. I'm cooking those in the microwave, just in like a pie dish, and I had a plate on top so they would kind of steam. So I cooked those in the microwave, and I'm cutting them into, bite-sized pieces, and then I'm going to throw them on the stovetop. I've got a little bit of oil heating up. And you want to throw those onto hot oil so that they crisp up. That's the point of me throwing them on the stovetop again. Not to cook them because they're technically already cooked. I just want them to be a little bit crisp, like a home fry. You can buy the Simply Potato brand that you can find in the refrigerated section. Has potatoes, like diced potatoes like this, that you could just throw on right away without doing the legwork. But I'm trying to eat what I have. And I had these potatoes for probably way too long. And I thought, hey, perfect solution. Let's make some make-ahead breakfast. And really, like if I was making breakfast for my family, this would feed us. But I'm making breakfast just for me. A lot of times for morning, I'll make my kids just eggs. Like they're just happy with eggs. Or pancakes. That's always a win. Waffles, something like that. Sometimes yogurt. Yogurt is always a hit. And it's quick and easy, and you don't have to heat anything up. You feel me? So for the bowls, I had some microwavable bacon in my freezer. It's like pre-cooked bacon, but you just throw it in the microwave to heat it up. It's a lifesaver. And so that's what I did with the bacon. I laid down some potatoes in the bowl, layered on some eggs, and then I cut up some bacon to throw on top. And if you want, you can add cheese. I didn't add cheese. I'm not a huge fan of it. And green onions. Man, I really wish I had some green onions because that would be a great addition to these breakfast bowls. I've been wanting to make them forever. And you can freeze these too, but I mean, they're 4 bowls. How long is that going to last me? 4 days, and it's fine in the freezer. I mean, in the fridge for 4 days. Eggs are like 3-4 days will be fine, but I made this later in the day and it's totally fine for, 4 mornings. So that's what I did. And I'm so glad that I made these. It reminds me of when I make my breakfast bowls with sausage and boiled eggs and pancakes, I think is what I make, gluten-free pancakes. Oh, and I made this because we had some family members come over. They were doing tie-dye. They were hanging out and having fun. I was like, well, the lunch I made earlier, I don't think it's going to feed all of us. So I had this in my fridge and I shared it in the last video of the sausage, peppers, and cabbage. So delicious. And here's the banana bread. It kind of caved in the middle, but it's totally fine. It does have chocolate chips, so it's more of a dessert, if you will, but it's delicious nonetheless. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Time for my workout class. I didn't film it, but maybe I will next time. Hey, don't forget to check out Element. drinkelement.com/thewads will get you a free sample pack with any purchase. So it's drinklmnt.com/thewads. And I'll see you next time. If you want to put a little happy in your day, subscribe.